Warning, what you are about to see is peak stupidity and should not be attempted by other idiots. Viewer discretion is advised. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this guy. He's called Florida Man. He's this fucking demon who possesses random bodies and just perpetrates these hilarious crimes for his own amusement. And I've been following him in the headlines lately, and he's been everywhere. He's really hard to pin down. Florida man kills woman, invites neighbors to his home to show off dead body. A Florida man who was released from prison a month ago was arrested after he killed a woman, then showed off her dead body stuffed in a storage bin to residents in the neighborhood, police said. Yeah, you know, to save it for later. I mean, why else would you put that shit in storage? If you're a murderer, what are you gonna do? You mean... Angelo Beckford, 40, was charged with second-degree murder after several people called police saying they were invited to a home to look at a dead woman, who was identified Tuesday as 29-year-old Cheyenne Schneider. Yeah, just to take a look, because that's what a good neighbor does. You know, when your lawnmower isn't starting up or your dead white woman isn't working, you call your neighbor like, "Hey Dave, can you come take a look at this?" "Oh, yeah, sure, what is it?" "Dead white woman, man, you're probably more educated on the subject." But this, I almost feel sorry for the guy. He's not like a lot of murderers who try to hide their acts. He actually takes pride in it. How rare is that? He's so pleased with his masterpiece, he just had to show it off to people. Maybe even hope to get it auctioned off somewhere. I call it dead bitch in a storage bin, or even something poetic like Bloody Rubbermaid. A modern Van Gogh, if you will. It's crazy, Jamarius Hubbard, who lives near Beckford, told Fox 13. I don't know, but the thing about it, when he's out here mingling with everybody, he's got sense. Plenty of it. Every fucking time, they always feel the need to include the clueless neighbor who says, "He seemed like such a nice guy, I had no idea. I let him walk my kid to school. He was at Thanksgiving, everybody loved him." Yeah, no shit. Maybe get to know people next time you invite them over to your barbecue. I think this says more about you being a fucking idiot, but you never know. Florida man sets girlfriend on fire during argument, police say. Roosevelt Kitchen, comes up with these names, is currently being held on a $1 million bond. About 11 p.m., Kitchen got into an argument with his girlfriend of 4 years after they were both drinking and using narcotics. The woman then left the apartment, returned, and left again to sit on a neighbor's porch. After Kitchen saw her, he approached her on the porch with a red gasoline can and doused her with it. A witness told police he heard Kitchen ask, "Anyone got a lighter?" before he pulled one from his pocket and set the victim on fire. God damn, this guy didn't give a fuck. It's like some Joker shit. Everything burns. Now, if only they caught this on camera, this shit would have gotten millions of hits. Could have won an Oscar. Come on, man. A man was jailed after he reported that his son had stolen his rifle. When Denson was told that he was a convicted felon who was not allowed to own a firearm, he changed his story and said he didn't actually possess the gun, police said. Now he faces criminal charges. Good game. Tune in next time where a crackhead reports his pipe stolen. If you're a felon in this country, you're fucked no matter what. You can't vote. You can't buy a gun. I don't understand the voting shit personally. What does being a criminal have to do with which candidate you like? Politicians are the biggest criminals of all, and Trump's pardoning all of them. But let felons vote. Come on. But I completely understand not letting them have a gun. You gotta say no to some people, man. Tell that to the gun nuts. Are you like me and couldn't give a shit about dead people? I got you. How about some good old-fashioned animal abuse? Florida man bites dog's ear to establish dominance, like any responsible pet owner, of course. What are you supposed to do when it shits on the rug? Give it a treat? Put it on a leash? No, you bite that mutt, that fucking jackal. Put it in its place. Show it who's boss. You see what happens when a jackal gets out of control? It goes on to be in movies and shit. Fucking Marmaduke, Beethoven, Air Bud. No, fuck that. There's never been a single good dog movie, ever. Ever. Not one single fucking good dog movie. And I know what you're thinking. Well, what about... No, I can guarantee you whichever exception to the rule you're thinking of, that movie's about humans. It's about humans who own a dog. Marley and Me. There's a difference. I'm talking about dog movies with a fucking talking dog where they actually do a voiceover on a real dog and give it a fake CGI mouth so it looks like one of those fucking cowboy cutouts in a Wild West town with the eyes cut out that you take a family picture with, you fat fucks. Beverly Hills Chihuahua, Shaggy Dog, Dr. Dolittle, all pieces of shit. And this is what happens when you don't discipline your mutt. They start demanding equal rights. Fucking Million Mutt March, just like the women's. You gotta bite that ear. But in all seriousness, animals are where I draw the line. Like, I don't condone murder either, if I'm being serious, but my personal feeling, when a person dies, I could give a shit. That's just me. Because some part of me will always have some doubt. Well, he could have been an asshole. I don't think that's ever the case with an animal. An animal is always 100% innocent to me. I think there's simply no excuse to abuse an animal ever. Unless your animal has rabies or some shit and you have to put it down. But these people who abuse animals should be shown no mercy. I think we should just kill them. But it's not just black folk who show tough love to our furry friends. Robert Bloch, 79, held ducklings underwater because they found their way into his pool. Yeah, fucking ducklings! Oh, quack quack! Yeah, that'll show you! I'll show you not to be trespassing on my property, acting all cute and shit. You've lived 79 years, motherfucker, and it was the ducks that set you off, old man? Come on! Is this what old racists have to do as their last resort when they realize they can't say nigger in public and they can't rape women like they used to? They just start drowning ducklings as a last outlet of anger? It's like some Anakin shit. He's killing ducklings. The fuck did you just say? Oh, he's from Florida. That explains it. Florida man is charged with killing puppy. Police found the dead puppy wrapped in a shower curtain in the woods last week with obvious head trauma. Investigators arrested 19-year-old Raquan Willis, who admitted to trying to poison the dog with chocolate alcohol. After realizing the puppy didn't die, Willis said he smashed it in the head with a ceramic sink a couple of times. No! Oh, no, fuck you. Why are you smiling? I know this guy's thinking, yeah, I fucking showed that dog. I bet you like a finger in the ass too, you demented cocksucker. I hope you get more than that. But that didn't even kill the puppy. Willis said he then shot the puppy 8 times in the head with a pellet gun before suffocating it with a plastic bag. He said he tossed the puppy into the woods near his home. Like, why even let him live for this? How do you come back from this shit? You just become a productive member of society years later? No, this guy's happy about it. He looks like he's taking a graduation picture. Unbelievable. Florida man practices karate on swans. Witnesses said Rocco Mantella kicked 2 swans in the head so hard they fell to the ground. Before assaulting the animals, the witness said Mantella practiced his kicks before kicking it as hard as possible. Can we give out black belts for stupid cunts? Because this guy's a sensei of stupid. Let's see him try to practice his moves on Tyrone in a jail cell. And this Floridian asshole was arrested for dumping leftover red paint into a burrow, the adopted home of a tortoise named Raphael. This poor fellow was found covered in paint from head to toe because unfortunately he lived right behind a paint dispensary where a retard was working. Disposed of the paint improperly and just goes dumping it into random holes. Of course, any guy named Escalera would probably know a thing or two about dumping into random holes. Makes you wonder how many illegitimate children he's left roaming the streets. Fucking dumbass. Luckily, Raphael was rescued, scrubbed with a toothbrush to remove the paint, and he's back on his feet again. Apparently, painting tortoises can inhibit their ability to absorb vitamins from the sun's UV rays through their shells, has the potential to cause respiratory problems, and can lead to harmful chemicals being absorbed into their bloodstream. Tortoise must have been high as fuck. I salute you. Florida man attacked another man and woman with a ninja sword after accusing them of stealing his socks. See, when you live in a country like America that has almost completely defunded mental health treatment in favor of a for-profit private prison industry, these are the kind of weirdos you see floating around like tumbleweeds. This is a clear case of a guy who's mentally ill, but instead of being treated, he's going straight to jail like Monopoly. Probably get out in a few years, walk into another schizophrenic nightmare, and start all over again. This time he'll be whacking at kids on skateboards with sticks. You killed my pet rock! This isn't working, folks. America's a failed experiment. We're finished. It's over for us. And speaking of fucking with kids, Florida man climbs playground equipment, tells kids where babies come from. Police say that this handsome fella, Otis Dwayne Ryan, used inappropriate language to explain where babies come from, prompting parents to rush their kids out of the playground. Well, folks, I gotta make an exception here for Florida man. In this case, he didn't really do anything that bad. At least he wasn't lying about where babies come from like their parents would. I mean, come on, kids gotta learn sometime. Might as well be from a crazy crackhead. Now, every time these kids even think about not wearing a condom, this crackhead's gonna show up in their head like Busta Rhymes. Hey, don't you know where babies come from? And they'll pull out like, oh, hell no. Good on him. Kids gotta learn this shit. But not like this motherfucker. A Florida man was arrested Monday and charged with sexual battery on a minor after the child was found with a sexually transmitted disease. God, that sucks. Now that girl's gonna be giving hella guys STDs too. Why does this shit have to exist? She was admitted to a local hospital after she complained of stomach pain. Deputies say she was diagnosed with an STD. Detectives interviewed Wilson, who allegedly admitted to having sexual intercourse with the victim one time and blamed the 12-year-old victim for coming on to him. Yeah, she was asking for it. These fucking promiscuous 12-year-olds getting their ass up in my face? How do you expect me not to get aroused by that shit? Wilson was charged with 1 count of sexual battery, familial authority, whatever the fuck that means. So if you're in the family, that means it's okay. My question is, how is this not considered rape by the state of Florida? She's 12 years old. Isn't that a little on the fucking young side? Sexual battery? That just sounds kinky. It's just like sexual battery. Ooh. Going a little soft on this rapist, don't you think, Florida? Come on. But apparently, according to Florida's laws, consent is a legal defense so long as the victim is at least 12 years of age. So this guy just barely made the cut. Congratulations, Anthony. You did your research before you gave a minor an STD. Maybe you can be a lawyer one day. And finally, where would Florida man be without some good old-fashioned southern bigotry? Trick question, he'd still be in prison because he's a fucking inbred retard. Get out of my country, Florida man tells customers at McDonald's. John J. Smith faces multiple charges after threatening men with stun gun, knife. Mohammed Galal and Zayed said told St. Johns County Sheriff's deputies that John J. Smith approached them while holding a knife and asked if they were American boys. An arrest report said Smith yelled, "Get out of my country! You do not deserve to eat here!" While being arrested, Smith said, "They killed my son!" A U.S. Marine who died while in combat in Afghanistan. The victims were actually Muslim exchange students from Egypt. So he was right. Technically, they aren't American boys. So you know what that means? They must have killed your son. Oh, come on. You gotta believe him. I believe him. How can you deny this man's fatherly intuition? Think about it. What are the fucking odds that this regular Joe would walk into some random McDonald's and recognize his son's killers? I mean, he had to have known. All it took was one facial scan of recognition, and his paternal intuition kicked in, and that wave of America just hit him, and next thing you know, he's threatening them with a knife, and he's the next Florida man. Could you be next? So in conclusion, don't try this shit at home, kids. Obviously, this Florida man is a shape-shifting menace who can't be stopped, but we'll keep trying our best, I'm sure. Oh yeah, and fuck Florida. I'm glad the tides are rising. I hope your whole fucking state gets wiped out by a typhoon. Good riddance.